Have you ever gone to the bathroom and noticed something seemed a little different but you brushed it off? Maybe your urine looked darker than usual. Maybe your ankles seemed a little swollen by the evening. Or perhaps you've been feeling more tired lately and assumed it was simply part of getting older. What if those small changes weren't just signs of aging? Your kidneys are remarkable organs. Even though each one is only about the size of your fist, together they filter around 50 gallons of blood every single day. They remove waste, balance fluids, help control blood pressure, keep your bones healthy, and even help your body make red blood cells that carry oxygen. The surprising part is this: kidney disease often develops quietly. Many people don't notice any obvious symptoms until the kidneys have already lost a significant amount of their function. That's why paying attention to the earliest warning signs can make a real difference. Today, we're going to look at 7 early signs of kidney trouble that adults over 60 should never ignore. Some of these symptoms may seem harmless on their own, but together, they can paint an important picture about your health. And make sure you stay until the end, because the final sign is one that many people mistake for normal aging, even though it can sometimes be an early clue that the kidneys are struggling. Let's begin with the first warning sign. The first sign is changes in your urination. This may sound obvious, but many people overlook it because the changes often happen gradually. Have you started waking up several times during the night to urinate? Is your urine darker than usual? Have you noticed foam or bubbles that don't disappear quickly? Are you urinating much less or much more than before? While these changes can have many causes, including prostate problems in men or bladder conditions, they can also be among the earliest signs that your kidneys are not filtering blood as efficiently as they should. Think of your kidneys like a coffee filter. A clean filter lets water pass through while trapping unwanted particles. But if the filter becomes damaged, substances that should stay in the blood, such as protein, may leak into the urine. That's one reason persistent foamy urine deserves attention. Foam can happen occasionally because of how fast you urinate, but if it happens repeatedly, it may indicate protein in the urine. Your healthcare provider can check for this with a simple urine test. Another important change is urinating more often at night. While many older adults experience nighttime bathroom trips, a noticeable increase, especially if it's new, is worth discussing with your doctor. A simple example is Margaret, a 68-year-old retiree. She assumed getting up 3 or 4 times every night was simply part of aging. During her yearly checkup, her doctor ordered routine blood and urine tests. Those tests revealed early kidney disease linked to high blood pressure. Because it was found early, she was able to make lifestyle changes and work with her healthcare team to slow further damage. The lesson here is simple. Don't ignore changes that persist. Your body often whispers before it shouts. And speaking of whispers, the next warning sign often appears outside the bathroom altogether, yet it may reveal that your kidneys are having trouble keeping your body's fluids balanced. The second sign is swelling in your feet, ankles, or around your eyes. Have you ever removed your socks at the end of the day and noticed deep marks around your ankles? Or perhaps your shoes suddenly feel tighter than they used to. Our bodies naturally retain a little fluid from time to time. A hot day, a long car ride, or standing for hours can all cause temporary swelling. But when the kidneys aren't removing excess salt and water effectively, fluid can begin to build up in the body's tissues. Imagine pouring water into a sponge faster than it can drain away. Eventually, the sponge becomes saturated. Something similar can happen when the kidneys aren't keeping up with their normal job. Some people first notice puffiness around their eyes when they wake up. Others see swelling in their hands or lower legs by evening. It's important to remember that swelling can also result from heart problems, liver disease, certain medications, or circulation issues. That's exactly why persistent swelling should never be ignored or self-diagnosed. Reducing excess sodium, better known as salt, may help some people manage fluid balance, especially if recommended by their healthcare provider. Reading food labels, limiting heavily processed foods, and cooking more meals at home are practical ways to reduce sodium intake. Regular walking can also support healthy circulation. Even a comfortable 20 to 30-minute walk if your doctor says it's appropriate, may benefit your overall health. But if swelling is sudden, severe, or accompanied by shortness of breath or chest pain, seek urgent medical care right away. Now here's something that surprises many people. The next warning sign doesn't involve swelling or the bathroom at all. Instead, it often affects how you feel from the moment you wake up, and many people blame it entirely on getting older. The third sign is ongoing fatigue and low energy. Everyone feels tired now and then. Maybe you didn't sleep well, or you've been busy taking care of grandchildren or catching up on chores around the house. But persistent exhaustion that doesn't improve with rest deserves a closer look. Healthy kidneys produce a hormone called erythropoietin. That's a long medical word, but its job is simple. It tells your bone marrow to make red blood cells. Red blood cells carry oxygen throughout your body. If damaged kidneys produce less of this hormone, your body may make fewer red blood cells, leading to anemia, a condition where your blood carries less oxygen than it should. Without enough oxygen reaching your muscles and organs, everyday activities can suddenly feel much harder. Climbing stairs leaves you unusually winded. A short walk feels exhausting. You lose motivation to stay active because you're simply too tired. Of course, fatigue has many possible causes: poor sleep, thyroid problems, depression, certain medications, vitamin deficiencies, heart disease, and many other conditions can all contribute. That's why it's important not to assume fatigue automatically means kidney disease. Instead, think of it as a signal that deserves proper evaluation if it persists. John, a 72-year-old grandfather, found himself needing frequent naps during the day. He thought retirement had simply made him less active, but after mentioning his symptoms during a routine visit, blood tests showed mild anemia along with reduced kidney function. With appropriate treatment and careful management of his blood pressure and diabetes, he was able to improve his energy and protect his remaining kidney function. Stories like John's remind us that routine health checks matter. Kidney disease often gives us subtle clues long before serious symptoms appear. And the next warning sign is one that many people never connect to their kidneys because it appears on the skin rather than deep inside the body. You won't want to miss it. The fourth sign is itchy, dry skin that doesn't seem to improve. Most of us expect our skin to become a little drier as we age. Changes in the skin are a normal part of getting older, especially during colder months or in dry climates. But if you've noticed persistent itching or unusually dry skin that doesn't improve with moisturizer, it may be worth paying attention. What do your kidneys have to do with your skin? Healthy kidneys remove waste products and help keep the right balance of minerals, such as calcium and phosphorus, in your body. When kidney function begins to decline, waste can slowly build up in the bloodstream. Changes in mineral balance may also affect the skin, making it feel dry, irritated, or itchy. Think of it like a fish tank. If the filter isn't working properly, the water gradually becomes less clean. The change doesn't happen overnight, but over time, it affects everything living in the tank. Your kidneys are like your body's filtration system. When they're not working at their best, the effects can show up in places you wouldn't expect, including your skin. Some people describe the itching as mild but constant. Others notice it's worse at night, making it harder to sleep. Unfortunately, poor sleep can lead to more fatigue, creating a cycle that's difficult to break. Of course, dry or itchy skin has many common causes: allergies, eczema, dehydration, certain soaps, and even some medications can all play a role. That's why it's important not to jump to conclusions. But if this symptom is persistent, especially if it's accompanied by other warning signs in this video, it's a good reason to speak with your healthcare provider. In the meantime, simple habits may help support healthy skin. Stay well hydrated unless your healthcare team has advised you to limit fluids. Choose fragrance-free moisturizers if your skin is sensitive. Avoid very hot showers, which can strip away natural oils. And try using a gentle soap that won't further dry the skin. These small steps can make you more comfortable, but they don't replace finding the underlying cause if symptoms continue. Now, the next warning sign often catches people completely off guard. because they don't expect kidney problems to affect something as ordinary as eating a meal. The fifth sign is a loss of appetite, nausea, or a strange metallic taste in your mouth. Have you ever prepared your favorite meal only to find that it suddenly didn't taste right? Or perhaps foods you've enjoyed for years now seem bland, bitter, or even metallic. As kidney function declines, waste products that are normally removed from the blood can begin to build up. This can affect your sense of taste and may reduce your appetite. Some people also experience mild nausea, especially in the morning. Imagine trying to enjoy dinner while you have a lingering, unpleasant taste in your mouth. Even your favorite foods become less appealing. For older adults, this can become a serious concern because eating less may lead to unintended weight loss, muscle loss, and lower energy levels. Maintaining muscle strength becomes especially important after age 60 because muscle naturally declines with age. Good nutrition helps support mobility, balance, and independence. It's easy to assume that a reduced appetite is simply part of getting older, but that's not always true. While appetite can change with age, a noticeable or ongoing loss of interest in food deserves medical attention. Take Robert, for example. At age 70, he began skipping breakfast because nothing sounded good anymore. Over the next few months, he lost nearly 10 pounds without trying. During a routine visit, his doctor ordered blood work that revealed reduced kidney function related to long-standing diabetes. Because the problem was identified early, Robert worked with his healthcare team to better manage his blood sugar, review his medications, and improve his nutrition. His story highlights an important point. Unexplained weight loss or poor appetite should never be dismissed as just getting older. If you've noticed these changes, keep a simple journal for a week. Write down when your appetite is strongest, any foods that taste unusual, and whether you feel nauseated. This information can be very helpful for your healthcare provider. Speaking of things that seem unrelated to the kidneys, the next warning sign often appears in your muscles, and many people blame it on exercise, aging, or sleeping in an awkward position. The sixth sign is frequent muscle cramps. Have you ever been awakened in the middle of the night by a painful cramp in your calf? Or maybe your feet suddenly tighten while you're walking or relaxing in your favorite chair. Occasional muscle cramps are common and usually harmless. They can happen after exercise, during hot weather, or if you're slightly dehydrated. But when cramps become frequent, severe, or occur without an obvious reason, they may point to an imbalance inside the body. Healthy kidneys help regulate important minerals called electrolytes. These include sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium. They act like tiny electrical signals that help your muscles and nerves work properly. When these minerals become unbalanced, muscles may contract unexpectedly, causing painful cramps or twitching. Think of your muscles like a well-tuned orchestra. Each instrument must stay in harmony for the music to sound right. If one section falls out of rhythm, the entire performance is affected. In a similar way, your muscles depend on the right balance of minerals to work smoothly. However, kidney problems are only one possible cause. Certain medications, dehydration, circulation problems, nerve conditions, and vitamin deficiencies can also contribute to muscle cramps. That's why it's important to look at the whole picture rather than focusing on a single symptom. There are several practical steps that may help reduce everyday muscle cramps for many people. Staying hydrated if your healthcare provider hasn't advised fluid restrictions is important. Gentle stretching before bed can help some individuals. Regular physical activity supports healthy muscles and circulation. Eating a balanced diet rich in nutrients also plays an important role. If muscle cramps are becoming more frequent, more painful, or are accompanied by weakness, swelling, or other symptoms discussed in this video, don't ignore them. A healthcare professional can determine whether blood tests or further evaluation are needed. So far, we've covered changes in urination, swelling, fatigue, itchy skin, loss of appetite, and muscle cramps. Each of these signs can have many different causes, but together, they remind us how quietly kidney problems can develop. Now we're coming to the seventh and final warning sign, This last one is especially important because thousands of older adults assume it's simply another part of aging. In reality, it can sometimes be one of the clearest clues that your kidneys need attention. Let's take a closer look. Before you go, we'd love to hear from you. Which of these 7 warning signs surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments, along with your age and where you're watching from. We enjoy hearing from our community. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing for more easy-to-understand, evidence-informed health tips to help you stay active, independent, and healthy after 60. Thank you for watching, take care of yourself, and we'll see you in the next video.